get your notebooks going. And I'm going to get out of the way and introduce to you all our 6-star director. You guys know her very well. She has a 6-star director. Has a team of well over 16,000 agents, right? 2002 MVP. And she is going to do our getting started training. Miss Coach JP Watkins Mukes, are you with us?
Yes, if I could get unmuted. Hello, Dr. Lynette Soto. Hey, girl. Y'all give it up for Dr. Soto. Put some hearts in the chat, some fire emojis in the chat. This young lady is bad to the bone. By day, she's a nurse practitioner, and she has a very busy schedule. But by night, she's a freedom fighter with a team well over 300 and how many now?
50.
She's about to get on that 400. This young lady has a 2 stars on her 3-star run, and she wants to do multiple 6 figures by day and multiple 6 figures by night. And so, Dr. Soto, how are you feeling today, my sister?
I'm feeling fabulous and I'm excited. We're definitely making this a September to remember.
Yes, yes. Are members of your team doing 40 days and 40 nights right now?
Oh, yes, we have several.
Okay, good, good, good. Well, I want to talk a little bit about today, how to hit the ground running. How many of you are in the business to make money? You know, how many of you want to be profitable? Put that in the chat. You know, who is here to make some coins, to make some money? And so, okay, I see some of you saying me, 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 me. Good, we're in the right place. So we want everyone to be in profit mode. And that's the one thing I want you to put at the top of your notes. We should be taking notes. If you are serious about making money, you should be taking notes. You should be in a space, right, like Lynette, where she is paying attention, right, and taking notes. That's how you know a person's level of seriousness. Number one, do they show up? Are they paying attention, and are they taking notes? And so I want to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned in my experience in network marketing. And I want to ask a question this morning. What are the skills needed and necessary? What are the skills to be successful in business? What are the skills do you think that you need? Somebody put that in the chat. What are the skills? Somebody said consistency, right, Karen? Good. That's a skill set to stick with something. Discipline. Oh, that's a big one. You need the skill set of discipline in order to be successful, and you need commitment. Good. Communication. That's a real good one. Let's see who's coming in the room unmuted. Let's see. Who are you coming in? Let's see. Okay. Bologna, Biola, you're unmuted, sweetie. Can you mute? Okay, let's see if she can get it together. All right, there we go. All right, work ethic, coachable. Coachable. Franchelle, why coachable? Why did you pick that as a skill set?
Good morning.
Hey.
I picked that as a skill set because whenever you are coming into a business like this, your cup has to be empty in order for you to receive the information that's been given.
I love it. I love it. Janice, why did you say commitment? Janice, why did you say commitment?
I say commitment because you have to be committed to earning the profit so you can put all the work and intensity into your business.
I love it. Dr. Soto, why'd you say work ethic? Because nothing works but the work.
Exactly. I feel like some people just don't have a great work ethic. So they feel they come in here, do a little bit for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and nothing works. And then they just give up. And it's like, no, you have to have a good work ethic. You have to be disciplined, have a schedule just like you do at your job, and you will see results.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I see communication. Karen, why did you pick consistency? That was the first thing that jumped in your mind. Why did you say consistency?
So if you're consistent in your daily actions and then you have a bad day, but you're still consistent, you're going to do something. You might, if you're consistent with your little habits every day, you're going to get those done. Some days you'll do more, but on your really bad days when you don't feel like doing anything, you're going to still do those consistent actions.
Oh, isn't it the small wins that lead to the big ones, Karen, to you? You know, and it's the consistency carries you through the bad times. I like the way you put that. That's good. Bona, drive. Talk about that. Driven.
If you don't want it, you're not going to go get it. And there's no point
If
in,
you don't want it,
no,
you're not going to get it.
I mean, basically, you have to have the want to go get it. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen for you. It's not going to fall in your lap.
Oh, y'all are on it today. I love it. Is that Joji? Geoji? Help me with your name, girl. Be inquisitive.
Joji.
Joji, I love it, girl. Talk about that because you've got to ask questions. You've got to be a sponge like little children. Why? They always say, why? And isn't that how we should be in this business, Joji?
Exactly. You really have to know more. You wanna have to want to know what does it take in this business to be excellent at what it is that you're doing, and look at the leadership, look at what they're doing and why. And I want to know more and more and more and more. It's just never enough. You just really have to be obsessed, like what we learned.
Yes. And I love it. Una said, learn your job, which is an alignment. Is it Una or Una?
You said it right, and it's such a pleasure to talk to you. I'm so excited.
Hey,
Good morning.
you
Good
said,
morning.
learn your
Yes.
job.
When you learn your job, you're comfortable in the skin that you're in, and therefore it tells you to do other things.
Ooh, it makes you feel comfortable. And don't we all need a lift of confidence?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all
Yes,
need a
ma'am.
lift of confidence. Latricia, you came in and said vision. That's one of my favorite things. Trisha.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Good
said
morning.
good morning, beautiful. Come on, talk about it.
Vision driven, the scripture that comes to mind is that without vision, we perish. So
Yeah.
if we don't have it, if we don't have something bigger than ourselves, to push us to get to where Karen said, those up days, down days, you have to find something bigger than yourself. You have to have a roadmap that you're running towards. What are you living for? That's your why. Your vision is your why. What are you living? What do you wake up for? That's why I said vision driven.
Right. And you know what? Let me tell you something, Miss Trisha. When I joined this business, guys, I had been transitioned from 20 years in corporate America to losing my job April 4th of 2014. And when I lost my job, it only took 12 months for me to be flat broke. And most people have a story similar to mine. A lot of people out here are check to check. And so I was not taught the 10 distinctions between millionaires and middle class. Write that down. I want you guys to read that book. Promise me you'll read that book. Mr. Bradley asked me to read that book, and it took me 2 years to do it. I'm coming to the altar, I'm confessing. And this book talks about people like me who, if you're poor or middle class, you're thinking, basically check to check, month to month. And so I want you guys to understand that rich and wealthy people prepare their lives decade to decade. They have money. This is 2024. They have money for 2034. Okay. And so when I lost my job, I had a middle class mentality. Do you know that they say very, very poor people live day to day? Those are the people who have the signs on the street corner, will work for food. They're just trying to survive day to day. Don't try to survive day to day, week to week, or month to month. Even year to year is dangerous. Trying to survive year to year is dangerous. So when I lost my job, I was within 1 year, I was done. I had to move back home with my mom, as you guys know, and I had to pull it together. I met Donald Bradley, our founder and CEO, who really took me under his wing, a multimillionaire. How many of you would love to learn from a multimillionaire? And so, yes, and so knowledge is power. Knowledge is definitely power. He began to educate me on some of the processes I'm going to show you today, because we want you to go from amateurs to professionals. Amateurs say things like, this is $60 a month. This is going to be a bill. It should never be a bill for you. You should feel guilty about paying $60 a month. Let me tell you why. Most businesses that you're the owner and the CEO and they're going to cost you, traditional biz, thousands of dollars in overhead. Thousands. And so you should be like, $60, that's a joke. And so for me, I always try to get people in profit mode, because profit mode is where all of us are going to be in our happy place. And so to be in profit mode, helping somebody come in the door, get their first 3 to 4 people, they've made their money back. This business should never be a bill. And the reason that I have been successful in this business is because I understood the art of the launch. I understood urgency. I understood that I had something very valuable, but I had to get it going. And so let's talk about how amateurs join a business, but professionals launch. If you think about a movie premiere, they have trailers. We're sitting in the movie and they run 20 minutes of trailers. And then we're sitting there going, ooh, I want to watch that. Ooh, I want to watch that. I'm going to come back. So they know what they're doing. They're teasing us. They're running trailers, which is basically they're trying to do a soft launch of the new movie so that they get us engaged. Has anybody ever been to a grand opening for a business? They're trying to get the business off the ground. So the concept of the launch is very similar to space shuttles. It takes 80% of rocket fuel. Have you ever seen a spaceship go? It's like all this fire and smoke, and they want to get it up. And then once it's up in the stratosphere, it coasts. Okay. So right now, my business is coasting. This 6-star business is coasting. You are a goal builder. Some of you are not, but just imagine your goal. You got to get it going. If you're new and you're trying to get gold, you got to get this thing up. If you're trying to go 1 star, let's go. Because you just imagine if the rocket ship kind of puttered up, it wouldn't. Think about an airplane. It's going fast to go down the runway to get up. So you'll do more in the beginning than you're paid for. But then later, you're paid more than what you do. Do I do right now, every day, what I didn't? No, I don't. In the beginning of my business, it was, let's get it off the ground. And so many people miss this concept. So they think that they can just kind of hit it, a little tap it, and then somehow they stumble on 6 figures in this business. And there is nothing that I've ever seen that goes high that you go slow getting it started. So the launch is part of the business. You got to have a grand opening or you're going to have a grand closing. We have so many people that fight with us. And this is true, guys. We'll be like, okay, let's do your online launch. Let's do your travel party. And for some reason, they get in the business, they pay their $200, which is a very low entry barrier. And then they don't want to start making money. So I don't understand that. Y'all help me. But if somebody said, I'm coming to your house to talk for you, to help you make money, I'd be like, okay, you're going to talk for me and help me? Great, let's go. And so, guys, I want you to have that concept that you've got to launch. You got to act like it's a physical store. And it's a virtual store, but treat it like a physical store. If you had a physical store, you'd have a grand opening. So treat your business as if it were a traditional retail store, because you would notify people that you were open, okay? You would do it in a way that would let them know you're open for business. And so a lot of us, when we got started, did a 40-day and 40-night, okay? Some of you are in that now. Put in the chat if you are running for 40 days and 40 nights, put I am. So if you're doing something for 40 days and 40 nights, I went 100. We all went 1 star. And those are when you hear people say founding director, that means that they were the people, and it was we got 100 people in the first 40 days and 40 nights, and we were able to be in that roster. And that meant that we were doing calls and freeways and PS3s and travel parties, and we blocked out our lives for 40 days and 40 nights. And so that's kind of what we're doing now. We're trying to get people coming out of convention in the mode of running. So how do you properly launch your business? Let's talk about this. Begin with the end in mind. What is it that you want to accomplish? Define your why. And some people I'll say, they'll say, well, Ms. Watkins, I don't know how to, get motivated. And it's shocking to me because I'm like, okay, well, what is your why? Why are you here? And here's the thing, guys, you got to have a strong why and write that down. If you are sponsoring people, ask them, what is your why? I want to get behind your why. I want to get behind your why. And your why should make you cry. It should make you emotional, or it's not strong enough. Your why should make you fly, or it's not strong enough. You got to have something that kicks you in your gut, that bothers you so bad that you want change. That's what has to happen, is when something really, really gets under your skin and motivates you to get up early and to go to bed late. Okay? What has you? What hurts you? That's how you define your why. And help people get their money back. That's the beginning process. Sometimes people they don't have the vision, Latricia, that you talked about. They don't have the vision. So just help them get their money back so that they can't say they ever lost money. Okay? This business should pay for itself. It is inexpensive to join this business. It is inexpensive to run this business. $200 to join, $60 a month. I know we're not saying that's the money. I know we're not saying that's expensive. When people are buying Coach, Michael Kors, Prada, Gucci, when we're buying all these, $200 is, to me, shockingly inexpensive. And I struggle with saying cheap because this business is $1 million opportunity. But $200, $60 a month is not money. It's not expensive. If people can't keep up with $60 a month, there is some stuff that you need to get right in your life. And I just got to say it. So set some real goals. Set some goals. How much money, and I want you to put this in the chat, how much money would you like to earn a month? How much money? Define that. Define that. Really, really, really define it. 5K a month, 30K, 100K, 6K a month, Georgina, good. 10K. So people come, right, Brister, 100K. So when people come in the door, Rosie, wanting, right, 50K a month, Dr. Kelly, if people come in the door and their expectation or desire is to make anything over $100 a month, we have to have conversations about $200 and $60 a month. That is laughable. It's laughable. How in God's green earth can you talk about earning $3K to $100K a month and you struggle with $60? Your mindset is struggling with, help me understand. Because there are individuals who put $200,000 in a business, $10,000 a month in overhead with the expectation just to make $100,000 to $200,000 a year. They spend a whole lot more than we do. So let's set financial goals that we really want to achieve. Mr. Bradley asked me, how much do you want to earn, Ms. Watkins? I said $10,000 a month. So I didn't even have the vision that many of you have. I said $10,000 a month. I had never made 6 figures on my corporate job, Mr. Brister, Dr. Kelly. I never made it. So I just wanted to make 6 figures like the people I admired. So I want you to know that we set goal to go 3-star director, because 3-star, the average 3-star makes 6 figures. Okay. So help somebody with their pins, their goals, their SMART goals. I have people coming in the door saying, I want to be 5-star by the end of the year. That's not going to happen. And I'm not being discouraging. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to come in 3 months and build a team of 4,000 people. You're not. I need everybody to, this is not a game. It's not jokey. It's not funny. It's a serious business. And I would love for people to take it serious and know if you're going to build a team of 100 to 300 people, it's going to take time. And you could do it, but you could do that by the end of the year. You absolutely, if you focus, you know, and you really, really take it seriously. So let's talk about that. Game plan. Let's get a game plan together. You should sit down with your 1-star or above and do a game plan. Have a discussion about what are you going to do? What do you want and what are you going to do? What are your full-time hours look like? Do you have a demanding job that requires a lot of your time, energy? Do you have a household where you're the primary parent? You don't have help and assistance? You know, what is your home like? You know, because for me, I have a 13-year-old bonus baby and a grown husband. And so they're pretty much on autopilot. I cook every day because I enjoy cooking. But when I have to go do my business, nobody's standing in my way. I don't have those kind of obstacles. My husband is on board. My kid is on board. Everybody understands I got to go do what I got to do. So, but everybody doesn't have that kind of buy-in from their family. You got to, you know, figure out, talk to your coaches. Okay, I can't make it Tuesday nights in Atlanta because I can't make it on Thursday nights in Houston. You know, have a conversation. Now, if you just want to Netflix and chill or relax or rest, this is not, no. We got to talk about the sacrifices you're willing to make to launch and to work this business. You got to talk about, like, those of us who are earning a lot of money in this business. It wasn't luck. It wasn't favor. It was work. So you got to learn to get organized, remove distractions, and put in your notes, prioritize this business. Karen said that earlier. It's about priority and really being willing to put in the work. I think Lynette shared that a moment ago. So put in your notes, let's execute. Execution means first making a list. This is non-negotiable. I had a lady that joined the business with 175,000 followers on Instagram. And everybody was like, oh, you know, she's going to come over here and kill it. She couldn't even do a list. She couldn't even get through the list process. And you talk about coachability, Franchelle, you can't even write a list of 50 to 100 people. It's like, is your attention span is that low? Your coachability is low. Like, you can't write a list. This is the foundation. So I'm not asking you to bring $100,000 to the table. We don't need your capital. We need your list. And I don't need it. You need it. Don't turn it into me. You need this. You need to write a list of people who, if the world was wonderful, these are the people you love on your team. How many of you remember being on the schoolyard and then they would ask captain and you would pick a team? Who remembers that when you were captain and you would pick a team? Lynette and Dr. Soto, Dr. Kelly, if you would unmute for me real quick. If you can unmute, Dr. Lynette and Dr. Tanya, y'all unmute real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Dr. Kelly.
Good morning.
Okay, where's your friend, Dr. Soto?
I'm here.
You here?
Hey. Okay, so let's just play a game real quick. You're captains, and let's say you're picking your team. It could be anybody in the planet. It could be anybody in your personal life. If you can have I'm saying anybody. If I'm saying pick a team, remember on the school grounds, you would pick your team. Remember that?
Yes.
So let's okay. So Dr. Kelly, you go first. And this is anybody in the planet You can choose. Pick your first person.
Mr. Bradley.
Oh, Dr. Soto.
Natalie Graham.
Dr. Kelly.
Coach JP.
Oh,
Orlando Moore.
What's her name? Rachel.
Laji. You don't even know her name, so you can't pick her.
No, wait a minute.
no, Rachel Lougy. Okay, come
Ralgie.
on.
I was gonna say Ralgie.
Okay.
Ralgie.
You see how aggressive Lynette was with you? That's good. That's good. Dr. Soto, come on.
Shedrick White.
Okay.
I'm
Dr. Kelly.
Let's see, where would I go next? I think Nina Vital.
Ooh, Dr. Soto.
Leah Lockett.
Ooh, Dr. Kelly.
I'm gonna go with next on my team is Kiana Gregory.
Good one, Dr. Soto.
LaVonda Thornton Bush.
No, that was my next pick too.
Too slow, too slow.
So, how many of you get the idea? You're picking franchise players.
Yes.
These ladies, y'all, guys, how much money do you think that each of them will earn with that team? How much money would they earn? How much money would they earn? How much money would they earn with that team? How much money would they earn?
Team coach, millions.
You would say Director Cheryl Henderson. How much would they earn?
Millions, billions. Those are definitely franchise players. The cream of the crop. People who are determined. Those are true sharks, true cleaners. They're winning at the highest rate. They didn't go.
Director Henderson, if we saw this exercise with those two ladies who they executed that exercise perfectly. Why do the majority of people come in the business and go for the lowest hanging fruit they can find?
Well, it's easy and we want to help people, right? We think, oh, she needs it, not she's hungry, right? Because everybody knows what they need, but they're not doing it on a natural day-to-day basis, right? And so if they're not doing, the things they need to do in their natural life, what makes you think they're going to come over here and do it in real life, right? when it really counts, when there's a lot of money on the table.
And also, they had to move quickly to name these people. We didn't give them a whole lot of time. They spit out these names like that. Dr. Kelly, you didn't again, you said, and then she was like, "Dog, you got my person," because in this business, who you're thinking about, somebody else is thinking about. And Brandy Holmes and I were in a meeting Thursday, and this lady walked in, and Brandy said, "I was going to talk to her. She is a shark." I said, "Okay, this is about the list. This is about the list." She said, "Man, I won't do that." But Dr. Kelly, again, sometimes we take so long to talk to sharp people who probably are someone else's list. Talk about that.
Definitely redevelop my list. And it is top people that doing more in life than I'm doing. That I see are successful in their other realms. And no, it may not sound like, my little chump change coming in every month is something to them, but if they can see the documentation happening over here and they can add that to what they're already doing, I don't know anybody who would refuse that.
Right. And you have the documentation. You're already doing your thing, but you also have access to people who are earning $50,000 and above a month. You have access to those people. And Lynette, you were fighting with Dr. Kelly. That's your accountability partner, but you were like, "Girl, you don't even know Rachel's last name." No, like that kind of fire. Talk about that, because if you're trying to earn the double diamond ring, you want to go from the sapphire, ruby, diamond, to double diamond. You got to fight for some good people.
Absolutely. You have to be aggressive, but kind of to spin off what she said, we get stuck in wanting to help people, because I really did notice that as well, that the people that are successful in this business are successful in their careers, and they just want that. They want more, or they want to change, So you do have to be aggressive. You can't think about, oh, well, that's this person's friend. I've had people reach out to me like, should I reach out to this girl? My teammate don't want to reach out to her. I was like, go ahead, reach out to her. If they don't want to, like, what, you got to do what you got to do, you know? So you do have to be aggressive and you have to leave emotions to the side for sure.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at the bottom of this slide. Remember, the universe loves speed. So when you're picking your team, do not dilly-dally. Get on it. Because if someone is on your list, they're probably on someone else's list. And you probably want to get to them first. While making your list, write it down. Do not prejudge. Do not think they don't need this. They do. There are a lot of people who are a dressed up mess, meaning they look good, but their bank account is not where you think it is. Some people got money, but they don't have time. They don't have time freedom. So do not go for when you say, I like to help people, you're not running a mission, ladies and gentlemen, you're running a business. You're running a business. And if you're going to win the championship, you need franchise players. Think about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Steph Curry. Think about who's going to make points on your team. Who's going to score points? And you went and picked people who can't score points because you wanted to help. So you got a whole team of people who need help who are not helpers. That's not good. Okay, so qualify your list, identify top 25, meet with your coaches. Because the first thing that I'm gonna ask, what do they do for a living? Tell me something about the person. What makes them hungry, right? What makes them, I wanna know something about them. So this is important because once you make this list, now we're gonna execute. It's all about exposure. You're gonna take this list as a foundation and lose your mind. Somebody put in the chat with me, lose your mind. I need you to understand this concept because speed is something many people do not understand. They don't understand speed. And that's something we got to teach today is when you make your list, lose your mind. I'm going to give you permission because some of you are just trying to be so slow and, and let me figure it all out first. That's not a good strategy. That's not a good strategy. You should lose your mind. That means that you should go now. That's what that means. You should go. So it's all about exposure. Good, better, and best. Videos are good. And all of you should have downloaded the big picture. That's the #1 video that we send out when people are interested. You should have already downloaded the Planet Marketing app. Okay, so if you've already downloaded the app, put in the chat, I have. Okay, you should have already downloaded the app. So the video is good. The video is good. But a live webinar is better. Why? Because we're interacting today. You guys heard from at least 15, 20 people today. You've already heard their voices. So live interaction is better. Getting them on a Monday launch, Tuesday launch, Wednesday launch. We have launches every day, live webinars every day, because all of you have access to the at a glance. And if you don't have access to the at a glance, then you should put in the chat, I don't. Because somebody should have shown you our weekly schedule. So you can pick what to plug your guests into. Okay? So if you don't have the at a glance, sheet, put in the chat, I don't. So that someone can help you. Okay? So that someone can help you. So there are a couple of people. Let me see. They don't have it. Leaders, are you looking? Someone said they don't. And if you don't, then someone should help you. We're going to help you. We're going to help you. Someone should have already helped you with that. Okay? So we're writing down those names so that you can. Now, at-home travel parties are best. That's best. Why? Because people love to come together and energy. How many of you want to go fast or go slow in building this business? Anybody want to go fast? How many of you would love to make an extra $1,000 for Christmas so that you don't have to go into your money for Christmas? You can make an extra $1,000 in the next 90 days, and that can be your Christmas cash. So if you have travel parties, you can recruit in groups. One travel party Brandy and I did recently, we put 8 in business that day, 8 people. See, sometimes when you're doing a video, it's onesies and twosies. Webinars, you may get 2 or 3. But travel parties, you have the potential to drop everybody in the room. You can drop everybody in the room at one time. So that's why we say good, better, and best, because if you're just sending videos one at a time, then that's 1 + 1 + 1. How many of you like multiplication? Okay, I like multiplication. I don't want to do 1 + 1. I want to do 1 × 10, 10 × 2, 20 times. That's the way I like to build a business. So good, better, and best. Schedule your travel parties. Do your PS3s with the video. All of it is good. All of it is good, but it's good, better, and best. And really, really be a master inviter right now. If you're brand new, be a master inviter, okay? And here's what you need to remember. I want everybody to look at the cash cow, listen to the cash cow video. We talk about Holton Bugs, and it's on YouTube. Holton Bugs talks about the art of inviting. And he teaches this. No emotion. We don't want you coming into this emotional. They said no, and you went through the first 5 people on your list, and then you gave up because you got emotional. No, you need to go through. That's why we say make the list of 100. So if 10 people tell you no, I got 90 more people. So you're not upset. So that's the purpose of the list, so that you have lots of people to choose from. And then that 100 list should go to 200, 300, 500, and the list is ever growing. It's ever evolving. It's the list is long and the list is strong. The list is long. Let me ask you this question. When we're talking about lists, how many of you have a list of over, let's say 300? Anybody have a list of 300 or more? Just curious. Jody says me, Nate and Julia, Greg. Okay. Natalie says I have over 500. Okay. Who has over 500 on their list? A real list. Lynette Brooks says I have nearly 1,000. Lynette Brooks, unmute yourself real quick. Lynette Brooks. Hey, Lynette.
Hello.
Hi.
Here in a coaching call told me I needed to have 1,000 on my list, so I've been working towards that.
I can't hear you, sweetie. Lynette Brooks.
Can you hear me?
You said I'm far away for some reason.
I'm sorry. I said in the coaching call with Stephanie Cloutier, she told me to have a list of 1,000, so I've been working towards that. I think I'm about almost, 979. I don't have
Okay. And so with that list, how many of them have you already prospected?
Probably close to 300.
How many?
Probably close to 300.
Okay. Have you put everybody through the PS3?
Everyone that voices interest, yes.
Okay. You sound a lot clearer. I can hear you now.
I changed my speaker over, sorry.
Okay. So the list is long and the list is strong. Have you gone through this list with Stephanie yet?
No, I haven't.
My
issue is consistency, I'll be honest.
Okay. So this is something I want to encourage you to do because you've already made the list. Go through the list with her. Okay? Go through the list with her and tell her, this is who I want to recruit. These are the people I've already piqued. These are the people I've shown this or that or that or this. This is the times that I followed up, because all of this should be documented. All of this should be documented. And then you want to be able to go over with your coaches how far you got in the process and where you are in the process. Okay. The book GoPro says the list of professional networkers never. Yes, that's right. That's right, Brister. It never stops. That list keeps growing because you got to invite. You got to keep inviting. All of us are master inviters. I'm always inviting to Zooms. I'm always inviting to meetings. I'm always inviting to something. Okay, so number one, take emotions off the table. Be yourself, right? Bring passion. Nobody wants to join people if you're a dead doornail. You got to bring passion. Lindsay Mulhall, are you on with us, 3-star?
You got it. You know I am.
That girl brings the passion. That girl brings the heat. That girl brings the excitement. And would you agree that part of your secret sauce is your level of energy?
100%. Yes, because your team is going to mimic 3 times less of whatever you bring out there. And I got to make sure it's real high because not everybody has it naturally. So sometimes I tell the gals, look, I have people that look at me like, whoa, you are like next level. And I appreciate that. That's a compliment for me now. But let me tell you, if you can't find that within yourself, you think of me, put me in your face, and just try to pull your inner Lindsay out, and that's what I tell the girls.
Yeah, you and Dawn are like right here. She's a 2-star, you're a 3-star, but that's a clue. Like if the high income earners are energetic, you got to get some energy, you got to bring passion because a lot of what we do is selling, that we're excited about something. But if you go, yeah, I want you to take a look at something, you may like it. What? It sounds like you're inviting me to a wake or a repast. It doesn't sound like you're inviting me to something I want to do. So get excited, get fired up. Right, Director Moho?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, when people ask me when I'm really bringing my excitement, they'll say like, how are you? Just say, I'm good. I'm so good. I can't stand myself. You got to say things that are just like, whoa, what is this girl? What's she drinking? What's she on? Like, what's going on over here? I want what she's got. And if you can bring that, you're going to attract a lot of people. And you might, like for me, I might not be everyone's cup of tea because I do have a lot of energy. But for the ones that really, that really count, I don't know how to say that.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Mr. Bradley is kind of low key, but would you agree, Lindsay, his passion is very evident. He's not like you or I, which is he's low key, but the passion is very high.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. And he has a different style. He's a man. Maybe that's why. But I feel like with Mr. Bradley, when he speaks lower and he, that's right there. I don't know. I think it's a difference between a man and a woman.
It's intense. Guys, that intensity is felt. That passion is felt. It doesn't matter the volume. So don't confuse volume with passion. There are people who can speak very low and they're very serious. And you can speak to Lindsay or I, who the volume is high, but that is not what I'm saying. Passion is not volume or tone. It is intensity. You got to bring that seriousness. And sometimes people need to see the look in your eye. So put in your notes, don't send text messages. That's not the way you prospect because you can't feel any emotion in a text. There's no emotion in a text. People need to feel you. Okay? Have strong posture. They need to feel you. That's why people are not showing up to your travel parties. That's why people are not joining you on Zoom. They're not joining you at the meeting because the posture has to be, I have something you need. And you need to be present. You need to listen. You need to hear this. So you've got to communicate with strong posture. So this is all the art of inviting. Go through the cash cow. It's going to help you invite. In the cash cow, it says, be in a hurry, show value, take it away. Be in a hurry, show value, take it away. Meaning, this is not a begging business. We're going through the numbers. This is not a begging business. I'm inviting you. That means that, hey, Crystalline, can you unmute? Crystalline, unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girl. Crystalline had me do a 3-way with her. And the young lady on the 3-way call said, I don't know people. Nobody I know travels. And she just said, no, no, no. And I said, okay, this is not the business for you. I took it away. And what did she do, Crystal?
She wanted it back.
She wanted it back.
She wanted it back. She wanted you to convince her that she could do this.
I said, okay, good talking to you. This is not the business for you. And I tried to get off the phone. And the lady kept like, no. If I'm in a hurry and I showed you the value and you keep saying, I don't travel, I don't know people, da da da, well, then this is not for you. Take it away. And then they'll be like, well, so Crystal, and that was one of the things we talked about when we debriefed from the three-way, that
Yes.
we're not begging. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're not begging at all. So, and then it was completely different from when she came to the meeting. She was all on board, and then she got on the call with you and completely switched it up. So, yeah.
Well, because people can play a game but at the end of the day, I'm going to ask for a decision. And I'm going to ask you to be serious about your conversation. Okay? So when the conversation, I'm going to say, what are you doing Wednesday night at 7? Nothing. Well, then I'd like you to join me Wednesday night at 7 for Wind Down Wednesday. What are you doing Thursday night? What do you got on your calendar? Nothing. I'd like you to join me to the Houston meeting. Okay, so that's the thing. I'm launching one of the biggest projects in my life. Can you make it next Saturday at my house? I'm going to go over, well, what is it about? Listen, I want you to join me. It's going to be about some money. We're taking it to the next level. And I want you there. We talked about traveling the world. We talked about retirement. We're going to talk, I got some solutions. So again, if what you know now about Expedia, would you have invested 10 years ago? Absolutely. I got something bigger. So just kind of short, sweet, make the invite, be in a hurry, show value. If they keep saying, well, what is it? What is it? You know what? This is probably not for you. I'll swing around and catch you on the next group of people. Here's to remember: invite, expose, repeat. Invite, show them something, repeat. Frequency. The universe loves what, y'all? Speed. Speed. You got to go through the numbers. You cannot stop at 1 or 2 a week. You can't build a business like that. You got to get through 2 or 3 PS3s a day. Lose your mind. Do 5 a day. Do 10 a day. And you can PS3 on the phone. You can PS3 online through Messenger. You can PS3 with your upline through Zoom. You can PS3. Do multiple launches. If somebody came to your house and launched you once, and let's say you went bronze or silver, then schedule another launch so you can go gold. Schedule another launch. So now the 9 people you got in, the 3 people, now you're launching them. Okay? So don't be so moved by yes or no. Just collect decisions. Stay focused, and keep going. Okay? Stay focused and keep going. All right. That's the art of the launch. Let me share this with you guys. Most people don't have a system that they're putting people through. And let me explain what I mean by that, Jody. I have been helping people in this business for 9 years. So how I launched Cindy Brueggerman, when I met Cindy in Ohio, and I was in Ohio doing meetings, and Cindy came up to me and said, I want to earn $4,000 to $6,000 a month. I said, okay. Because I asked her, how much do you want to earn? I always ask that question, $4,000 to $6,000 a month. And so I said, listen, I live in Houston. I'm going to be leaving a couple of days, but I can launch you if you're serious about making this money. She said, sure. So I went to, and Cindy, for whatever reason, we weren't at her house. She asked Jen Smith, can we go to your house? And we were at Jen's house. From that launch, it was about 5 of them there, okay? Cindy is a 4-star. Cindy has a team of 8,800 people. Jen is a 4-star, a team of 2,600 people. Amy Bowes was there, and Jayla McGuire was there. Okay, and somebody else, I can't remember. But all of those ladies are still in this business, and all those ladies are making a ton of money. That system of launching people, I have done that with everybody. I have done that with every single person. And then once I launch you, now I want you to launch your people. We call it BAM-FAM, book a meeting from a meeting. Online, offline launches. And then we're still doing PS3s in the meantime. We're still sending videos also. So we're doing a smorgasbord of exposure. We're doing a number of things. We're doing PS3s personally. We're doing Zooms. We're doing home parties. But we're putting people through that system. And we're also teaching the new people, this is what we do. Some people have a system of frontlining. We call it uni-level recruiting. That means that you go recruit, you go recruit, you go recruit. That's called frontline strategy or uni-level recruiting. That is a good system, but what if somebody that you recruit is not a good recruiter? So everybody, and I want you to put this in your notes and in the chat, tap root strategy. Because I've been noticing as I'm coaching people that a lot of people do not have a tap root strategy. Dr. Lynette, I want you to come off mute real quick, because you and I have talked about this a number. What do I mean when I say you need a tap root strategy?
Yes, coach. So you need to have a system in place as far as how you reach down to people that fall into your organization that may not be direct to you and help them. A lot of times people aren't being onboarded properly, especially depending how far below they are from you. And people get, I like to say, lost in the sauce. So to make sure people don't get lost, you want to have a strategy that you're reaching out to people that might be 1, 2, 3, or 4 levels below you and just get them launched and get their business going.
Yeah. And helping them to recruit, guys. Help your team recruit. So if I just say, well, let me know if you need me, go on out there. No, I need you to help. When Mr. Bradley sponsored me, he said, put me on the phone with your top people. You know, he came from Atlanta to Houston, Dallas, to help me recruit. How are you helping your team to recruit? What is your taproot strategy? So first of all, you need a personal recruitment strategy. And the personal recruitment strategy is you get your first 9 to 20 people. So you need first a personal recruitment strategy. And then the second part is a taproot strategy. So you're either doing 2 things in Planet. You're getting recruits or you're helping your team to recruit. To me, that's basic, guys. That's just basic. But we got people that are lost in that process. So I just want to take the next few minutes. I hope today was enlightening. I hope somebody got a light bulb that went, ooh, okay, I learned something new. So any questions about the art of the launch, how to get your business off the ground, how to get in profit mode, or how to get your team in motion? Any questions? Any questions? Please, please unmute. Unmute. Trisha.
Good morning again. This is a question, but also a request. Coach JP, would it be possible for you to go through with, like you did earlier with one of the directors, a scenario of how you start a conversation and work through to the place of inviting and getting that person to the meeting, the webinar, and then the follow-up?
Sure, let's do it, you and I. Latricia, okay. Hey girl, how are you doing?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm wonderful. How have you been?
I've been okay. I've been okay.
Well, where are you working at now? Refresh
I
my
work
memory.
I work at Roseville High School. I'm a teacher. I teach math.
You're a teacher. Oh my gosh, I remember you in education. You know, and you stuck with that. That is wonderful. Would you agree that there are a lot of educators out there that are not paid their worth? You guys, yes. What you do for a living, you should be multimillionaires for what you do for our kids, right? And I thought about you. I am launching one of the biggest projects of my life. And I thought about you. You've always had such a great personality. You've always been a beautiful person inside and out. You've always been an encourager. And when I thought about, you know, educators, I'm pulling together a group of people that are taking it to the next level. Let me ask you a question. Do you keep your income options open?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Good. I thought you did. I'd love for you to join me Monday night on a Zoom presentation. I want you to take a look at what I'm doing. Do you like to receive information via Zoom, or do you really like more in-person meetings? What's your preference?
I like more in person.
Oh, you're in person. Good, good, good. And so you live in what city? Remind me.
I'm in Raleigh.
Oh, yes, Raleigh. Okay, I got some information for you. We got an in-person meeting there. I'm going to shoot you a flyer. Okay. And I want you to go out there and take a look at what I'm doing. Once you do that, then we're going to get back together. I'm going to send you a video just to give you a preview of what's going on, what it is. I'm going to send you a video. We're going to have a discussion about it, and we're going to talk about it because I want you as an educator to earn more, travel more, and I want you to experience more. Does that sound good to you?
That does. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I really, really am excited to touch base with you. But I'm going to send you some information. And then after you take a look at it, let's have a conversation.
Okay. Sounds great.
So what I want to do, Trisha, I definitely want you to go to the meeting, but I want to show you something first so that the meeting is confirmation and that's not the first exposure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to be the first exposure. So I want to talk to you. And did y'all notice I said, what's been going on with you? And have you been doing just a little bit? And then I want to find out again, what do you do? I can't, listen, if I talk to someone, I'm going to know what they do for a living. I want to know what they do for a living. Because a lot of times people will be like, I don't know what they do, Ms. Watkins. How do you, that's the first thing you want to ask people. What do, because you want to find out where they lack money or time. You want to find out where you can solve that problem. And educators, we all know, can use some extra money and some extra time. We all know that. So if somebody said, I'm an accountant, if someone said, I'm a nurse, if someone said, I drive a bus, whatever it is, you should be able to identify where you can fill a need. Okay. So ask them, what do they do? And try to figure out how you can find a need. Okay. So I saw Jody's hand was up. Who else? Jody, did you have a question? Hand was up.
Yes, Ms. Watkins, how are you?
Hey, good.
I just had a question. Lindsay and Amy and Stephanie, they've all been helping me. I have a group of 17 ITAs right now. I just started, I really started going probably July 7th. So I've had more, but obviously I was excited to get people signed up and they've quit. But they didn't really try either. But my question is to, I have some that have they've hung in there. What's the word? My number one, especially, he was the one I just wanted to get signed up, but he's hanging in there. Like he's paying, but he's not motivated. And I don't get irritated with him and show him, but it just frustrates me because he has 9 children. He's a CNA and a med aide at a place where I work. I know he could use the money to help his family. And I know he could, you know, he needs to move up in this company. It will benefit him. How do I get him motivated? I mean, I know you can't do it all for everybody. I'm a helper. I'm one that wants to help their team, but I'm trying to stop doing that. But how do I?
I have a question for you. Do you want to help? Do you want to help or do you want to win? Which one?
I want to win.
Because I want to win.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just going to be honest. I want to win more than I want to help.
Yes.
I only want to help people who want to win.
Yes,
and if
ma'am.
you don't want to win, I don't want to help you.
Okay.
That's just me. Because I don't want to drag you, and I'm not.
So
I'm not
anybody I have, which sorry to interrupt, anyone I have that is on my team, if they're not willing to help themselves, I just need to keep moving.
You do.
Okay.
You really do. Because you're here to win for you and your family.
Yes.
And it is not your job to, for example, there's a young lady who's in the chat and she says, I'm interested in selling tickets. I feel stressed already. We don't want you to feel stressed. We want you to just sell tickets. That's all we want you to do. Is whatever you want to do, we want you to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And Miss Otakula, Nanima, Otakula. Hey, so you can do this business without recruiting. You can sell travel only. This Get Started Right training was not for ITA. There are 2 businesses. One is Planet Marketing and one is IntelliTravel. So if you want to just stay in IntelliTravel in that lane, don't come over here to Planet and don't do it. Just stay in your lane and live happily ever after. Okay. I have thousands of people on my team who don't recruit, guys. So this is just a recruitment training. This is a Planet Marketing training. And guess what? I don't try to force them to do something they don't want to do. Okay. And it's okay. Tamara, question.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm sorry for coming in late. I have 2 questions, please. The first is, when you send the video, is it the 11 video?
Hold on 1 second, sweetie. I'm going to mute Tabitha. Okay.
Is it the 11-minute video for Mr. Ferreira?
No, it's the big picture video.
The big picture video, and that is in our group on Facebook?
No, it's on YouTube or it's on your app.
Big picture. Okay.
The big picture. It's about 9 minutes, 9 to 10. It's called the big picture.
Okay. It's day 9 for me, so I'm still kind of feeling around for everything. Trying to
who brought you in? Who's your upline?
Christine Hunter.
And who's
Sharice Alexander.
Okay, Sharice. And Lavonda, and then me.
Yes.
So just know your grandmother, know your godmother, know your mom and them. So Sharice, Renelda, Lavonda, and me. That's your line of defense. Okay.
Okay. I love it. That actually answered both questions, because I wrote down the big picture and then I wrote down send a video. I thought it was 2 separate things. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Julie.
Hi there. Nice to talk with you. And I just have to say, we are kindred spirits. Everything about your personality and your approach, I'm like always like spot on. I love you, JP. I love you.
Oh, that is so nice.
So I just had a couple things. I got started July 1st, and right now I currently have 16 ITAs, 3 of which are ITA only. The rest are both.
Okay.
And most of them, like I commented earlier about setting realistic expectations from the get-go. Many of them, April is my director. So many of them, I go into this telling them there's absolutely no reason not to leave your options open for $20 more. This will happen organically often. You don't necessarily have to push it or sell it. So many people are worried about that. And I just kind of help them understand that. So many of them are like, yeah, I definitely want to keep that option open, but I want to start and learn the travel stuff first. And many of them in this short period of time have already come to me going, hey, somebody asked me about this. Do I send them the video that you sent me? I said, exactly. We're duplicating. You just send them what I sent you, and then you're going to come back to me. And I'm walking them through that. But I want to know how to more effectively, like for instance, I sent messages to anybody on my team that has expressed any interest of recruiting at all. I sent this flyer for this Zoom and said, if you're even considering building this is going to be fire. You need to be on this call. They're not on the call, but I'm making them aware. I'm telling them what's available to them and encouraging them to. So for those that have said, hey, do I send a video to these people? I keep following up and going, what happened with that person? Did you send the video? What's going on? How can I more effectively like get them? I hate the word motivated because we can't motivate people.
Right.
I feel that.
And you know what, Julie, first of all, your personality is electric. I love, just as you communicate, how many of you feel it in her spirit? Like you are the bomb. You're new to industry and network marketing though. And
but I'm very familiar with network marketing, but this is a whole different animal.
Oh, well, so many of you are trying to win the game with duds and not studs. Some of you are talking about motivating unmotivated people. How do I get the, no. Someone who's motivated is on it. For example, I just frontline, I sponsor a lot of people in the business. Miss Willie Mae Ellery is a baby boomer. She's on right now. I've never had to ask Miss Willie Mae, please plug in, please do this, please do that. She runs St. Louis and has run it for years. She's on every Zoom, whether she's sick or not, whether she's in the hospital, she's texting me. I'm like, you're spittle. She is so vibrant. She goes up and down the highway, all over I mean, she is motivated. And she is my youngest director. And she is motivated. And director, she's 1-star. Latricia, Talikia Johnson. Talikia Johnson is someone I just brought in a week or 2 ago. Talikia Johnson, I'm giving her instructions. I need you at the Thursday night meeting in Houston. Okay. I need you on this Zoom. She's on today. She went bronze. She, so the only thing Talikia hasn't done is schedule her home launch party, which I'm on her neck every day about. Because she said she really doesn't want people at her house and da-da-da. No problem, but I'm on her neck every day. But what she's doing is following basic instructions. Now, if Talikia never showed up to the Zooms, never showed up to the Houston meeting, never showed up to the whatever, what do you think I would do, Julie?
Move on.
It would be, it's not even a thought. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
And I
not
tell
a
them right
thought.
from the get-go, I'm like, I can't want this for you. I can't push a rope. I'm here to help you, and I'll do everything I can to help you.
Don't spend any time with that. Don't spend any time with that, sweetie. No time, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank
You got this. Keep going through the numbers.
Okay.
All right. GOG?
Yes, ma'am. So I love your personality. I identify with it. I vibe with it. And I feel like I'm that myself. I'm always having to hold back because I'm very direct. And, not everybody likes directness, right? People, a lot of the times, especially the shy ones, you really have to beat around the bush because you can't be direct with people because sometimes they just, anyways. So to the point, how can you tell the people who want help and who don't want help if they're not reaching out, or if they're reaching out when you're taprooting? I don't know.
Yeah. The way you do that is pull right now, GOG, how many people are on your team so far?
8.
So you have 8 people on your team.
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't have a whole lot of people. You should know those 8 people like the back of your hand. You should know them.
Right.
Because I just asked Brandy yesterday, you have 300, and how many of those people do you know?
All of them.
Those 300 people do you know? And I expect, and my directors will tell you, if you don't have 500 people on your team, I expect you to know all those people.
Yeah.
I expect you to know them. And when I say know them, what do they do? Where do they live? Have they launched? What da-da-da-da-da. So when you have 8 people, you should know if the 8 people, like Julie, scroll through these pages. Do you see those 8 people on here? If the answer is no, that's a clue. On Monday night, Millionaire Mind Shift, are they present? If you have a little chat group, if you have a little chat, Zoom group, or you have a little, wasn't the IMV fire today? If nobody responds, they weren't on.
Okay.
So you're asking, how was the meeting in your city? I sent you a flyer for Chicago. Oh, I wasn't there. So that lets you know if it's somebody to work with, because now you're asking, how was the IMV? How was the meeting? How did you enjoy training today with Coach JP? If they crickets, that's a dud.
So I have 8 duds right now.
Well, then you go and get 8 studs. Because let me tell you guys, somebody put in the chat, unlimited resources. Somebody put that in the chat. Unlimited resources. Why, if we have billions of people on this earth, why would we think we have limited resources? Listen, when I started network marketing, we didn't have the internet. It wasn't like this. You guys have the internet. You haven't gone through who you went to elementary school with, high school, college. What about your first job? Who you go to church with? I want everybody to leave this Zoom and print out a memory jogger. Go to Google. Go to Google and print out a memory jogger, because some of you need help jogging your memory. You got people on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these people around you, all this water, and you tell me I'm thirsty, ain't nobody talk to. It's water everywhere. You have unlimited resources. But in your mind, you're thinking they wouldn't do it, they wouldn't do it, they wouldn't do it. And what if Somebody thought I had it going on. Where would I be today? I didn't go around saying, hey, sign me up for network marketing. No, I didn't do that. Somebody had to have the courage to come to me. Someone had to have the courage to approach Rachel Algie, the courage to approach Orlando Moore. They had to have the courage to go get Nina and Kiana and Lavonda and Cindy. Somebody had to have the courage to bring these people to the table. And so take your shot. Take your shot. The people you think are going to say no won't. The people who say you think won't. Some people you think won't do it, they are exactly who are waiting on your call. They're exactly the ones waiting on you. So please don't judge them. Don't prejudge. Go for high-hanging fruit. Go for people who are go-getters, who you know are go-getters. Because if you keep going for the lower hanging fruit, you're going to keep saying, how do I motivate? You can't win like that.
Thank you.
And the people, did y'all see the exercise that I did with Dr. Soto and Dr. Kelly? Who saw that? Who witnessed that? They were, when I said you could pick your team, that was an exercise not to amuse you. That was an exercise to give you a clue. That's how you should be picking your team. That's how you should be building your business. You should be going for the go-getters in your life. That's why we did that exercise. If you're out at dinner and you have a waitress or a waiter that is a go-getter, hey, you are awesome. I'd like to tip you well, and I would like to get to know you. Would you mind following me and I follow you on social media? I'd like to share something with you at a later time. That's your opportunity. I don't know go-getters. Get out into the world and go people watching. Go to the mall. Go to the coffee shop. And if somebody comes in with a great personality, prospect. It's called prospect them. Prospect them. Unlimited resources. You have access. So I have taken 11 minutes of the men time, and they're going to be mad. So I have to shut this down because I have a meeting with the men. Okay. And ladies, you are still welcome to, if you have men on your team, you can certainly listen in, but you cannot, here's my rule, ladies, comment. This is the men, it's their time, it's their moment. Because they have expressed that they really want to unify the men. So this is their cry of unity. And I have to respect that. I really respect their willingness to come together. And I'm definitely, look at Georgina. That's exactly what I want the women to do. Right? We're just be a fly on the wall, ladies. Okay. So thank you guys for joining Get Started Right Training. Hey, Director Hicks, I see some of y'all in the house. Hey, y'all.